Hi everyone. So I have finally had enough time to get my brand new hybrid shop up and running. So in this video, I'm just going to go over what I have been doing for the last 3 weeks so that you all can hopefully replicate it. So the first thing that I have done is I set up a new Etsy shop and a new Printify account. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to that tab over here and kind of just walk you through that there are no sales on this store, as you can see, and there are 0 listings. And just to avoid a lot of unnecessary traffic and any copycats out there, I'm not going to be showing the name of this store just yet. Maybe in a few months, if it's doing fairly well, I will reveal the store and the niche, but for now it will be kept hidden if at all possible for a bit. So the other thing that I set up was a brand new Printify account, and I'll have the links for all of this in the description below, as well as an Etsy link that you can get your first 20, or I think it's 40 free listings free if you use that, if you haven't set up a shop before. The other app that I did sign up for is Hello Custom as well, because I will be offering a few customizable products on print-on-demand items that I'm selling as well. So I did sign up for that. The other thing that I went ahead and did from the beginning, and if you haven't watched that other hybrid video, make sure I will leave a link to that in the description as below, but make sure you watch that so you kind of have an idea of where I'm going through with all of this, since I'm not really explaining it step by step like I did. I went ahead and opened up the social media account that I feel like most of the people that would be buying the types of products that I will be selling hang out, and that is on Pinterest. I do have just the keyword camping put in here. Just for example purposes of this video, I'm going to be using that as a audience to show the rest of the steps. It is not the one that I chose for my store, but it is just an example. So I also went ahead and opened up a new Allura account as well, because I'm going to be using them for my email marketing list that I will be building at the same time, so that I don't have to set up a new domain or use something like MailChimp or GetResponse and have to set up an autoresponder. Allura has one that is built in that you can create an opt-in page with a lead magnet or something free that you're going to offer them in order to get them to join your list and provide the email. So I went ahead and created that as well as the Pinterest social media account, and I won't be creating any others. I definitely recommend, if your audience that you end up choosing is on TikTok or on Instagram or Facebook, that you create it from the beginning, just so that you don't have any customers wasted. So the next step that I did was move into the research phase. And what I did was I made a list of hobbies, people who love a certain thing, and just for this example, like cats, or it could be dogs, horses, camping, just to name a few, and then occupations or industries that are all highly passionate about something. Anybody could be passionate about anything, so the list was rather long, because anybody, like I just said, could love something that the next person, it's all subjective, so I'm not going to get into that. And then I narrowed it down to 5 or so that I was most interested in, or at least interested in learning about that. And I highly recommend that you do this, because you don't want to spend every extra minute that you have dedicating to this creating something that you don't actually enjoy creating for, or that you like learning about. So that is why I just really think that you should choose something that you enjoy creating for long term, just because hopefully you'll be doing this for a long time. So the niche or the audience that I ended up choosing was something that I participate in on pretty much a daily basis. It's one of my favorite hobbies. So it is, and I also buy in this type of audience category. I buy products, both digital and printed products. So I feel like I am the ideal customer where I would look at something and know if I want to buy it or not just based on the design. So that is how I chose my audience. The next step, once I had that in mind, was to create a product inventory list of types that would apply to the particular audience. So for this example, I am just using that camping audience, so people who like to camp. And you could kind of go a little broader with that, where people who like hiking and just being in nature or outdoors in general. So I'm using camping as the example, and I created a bunch of items that people who like camping would want to buy, such as checklists, phone cases, apparel, drinkware, planners, printable wall art, and printed wall art for print on demand as well. This is not the only thing that I came up with at all. On my particular audience, I think I ended up with over 50 print on demand products, as well as about 30 digital products, if I'm remembering correctly. But what I did was I went over to Printify and actually went through the entire category to see what would apply to my specific audience. So say you were doing this for camping, you would want to go ahead and make a list of every type of product that a camper or someone who likes camping would want or need, such as blankets. Obviously, sweatshirts is something. They would like tumblers or coffee mugs or water bottles with camping designs on them, because the goal is to be able to create as many products with one or two designs and scale them across the board and apply them to many products instead of just ones. And once you have a few best-selling designs that you know are working, you can apply them to hopefully more products and grow that scale there. So I also have phone cases on here because I saw lots of camping designs on phone cases. And then I moved on to the next step. So the next step was to commit to a certain listing schedule goal. And for me right now, with everything else that I currently do, I am dedicating just 1 hour a day, or I did, to create 5 digital products per day, just for 1 week. And then the second week I did 5 print on demand products. So ending up with about 35 products each. I did go over a few just because I had a few extra minutes, so I threw in a few more. But the way that I created, and I have this listed here, is I was only creating bestseller style designs, so quality versus quantity. Instead of, if you know my current store, it's definitely a quantity-based store. Well, and it's just that amount of listings because of the time that it's been up. But for this store, I'm going to take the approach that work on the design a little bit longer and create something that I can hopefully list at a higher price point, especially on the digital side of it, in order to not have to be creating so many different types of products. So in the camping example for digital products, I saw lots of journals. I saw both printable journals and physical journals that you could create and use Printify to fulfill. I saw checklists. I saw designs, though I'm not sure that a camper would want the type of designs because most likely they're not going to be creating any products or need this type of products. So I would stay away from those types, but things that they would want to use. So like the journal, the checklist, the guide, pretty much that's what I saw on the print or the digital side. For the print on demand side, there was a lot more products that you could be creating, but once again, the design should be able to work on both the print on demand side and the digital side. But anyway, back to how I was creating the designs. The way that I would look for what is currently selling is the same process that I've showed in other videos, but I'll go ahead and walk through it very quickly. I just typed in the keyword, so say I was creating a camping sweatshirt, I would enter that, and then I would change this to physical items, and then click on Star Seller just to make sure I'm not getting any digital products in there. And that already brought it down to a little over 12,000 results. And then I changed the Star Seller to Best Seller and hit enter. And that brought that down to only 194 results with ads. So not very many at all. And you can see that it is a lot of the retro type style. I would stay away from the national park thing just because if you end up doing camping, those are trademarked. So, and anything else that is obviously trademarked as well, just make sure you do your due diligence. And I looked at what was basically all of these bestsellers and created items that were at least as good or better. There's no point in creating something that is not on level with these types of bestseller designs because they're just not going to get clicked on and then not bought. So that is kind of my process on how I went through and created my products. And I did that exact same process on the digital side. I just changed this to digital downloads instead of physical, changed it to Star Seller, then removed the star and put in bestseller. And it brought up this one. I didn't see this one before. It's Summer Camp Stationery, which is really cute. A lot of sublimation and digital designs, but that is for a different customer, not a person who buys things for camping. Obviously the camping, well, that's an ad, so ignore that one. More camping journals, RV checklist pack, so you could do this for a tent printable checklist. If not, there was only one page of results for bestseller items on the digital side, so lots of room if you are interested in camping or want to create a camping type store. There's lots of opportunity here. So the third week I launched this shop, and that will be shown in the next video what my results were. So be sure to check that out when I get that posted within hopefully the next week or so. The final thing that I wanted to share with you all is that this did take lots of research, not just the design part. That was actually the easier part, but the research part as far as putting together all of the different types of products that I could sell, both digital and POD products, as well as looking at, what audience that I ended up enjoying or would like to create for had the most profitability for. So I did go ahead and create a very, very large guide. It has 100+ audiences along with their corresponding POD and digital products that would be pretty profitable within each niche. And I do have this linked in the description if you are interested in skipping the research part if you don't have the time to, or if you just want to get some ideas without having to jump around on Etsy a lot, or you just don't have any thing that you're passionate about and you want to see something that you could maybe be interested in learning about, then that will be in the guide. If you are already a member of my course, this is already added to the bonus area, so be sure to check it out there. And I will talk with you guys next week and hopefully share the results. Thanks for watching.